Hi friends, my name's Amanda. I just wanted to check in here first and to say that I'm not a medical professional. I'm not a licensed therapist yet. I'm in school for psychology right now, and I'm trying to get into the psychedelic assisted therapy field. But until then, I figured I might as well try to help as many people with the real life experiences that I'm facing now as a woman. Half of the population deals with hormonal shifts, and it can be pretty intense on a monthly basis. And this video in particular is going to be about how I've been navigating a personal experience of going through an elective breast augmentation surgery. This is something that I thought I was well prepared on, but turns out it threw me for a bigger loop than I expected. And since hormones and women's health is kind of my particular interest and something I'm passionate about, this is a pretty big experience that I'm going through right now. And I'm sure there's tons of women who have not had this information relayed to them like me. All I've seen was just videos of women getting their breasts done and having a positive experience, and that was it. And there's so much more that goes into something like cutting into your body and what that can do to your hormones. And I think for me in particular, someone who's dealt with PMDD and kind of extreme hormonal shifts throughout life events, this happened to be another big one for me. And I have learned that I like to go through things personally before I can help others. So I have a raw clip of me a week after surgery and kind of just where I was at mentally. And then I kind of want to update you guys of where I'm at almost 6 months post-op. All right, so I'm officially, tomorrow I'll be 1 week post-op boob job, and I seem a little run down, but I haven't been able to find any videos about like how you might feel emotionally after any type of surgery. From someone who is constantly trying to do things and is kind of a control freak and likes things to be done their way, and if you're super active, like physically active, taking yourself out of your routines can be kind of a lot. Also, I'm not sure if people think about like where are they going to be in their menstruation cycle during all of this time. For me, I started my cycle probably the day after surgery. So leading up to it, I was in my luteal phase, which is kind of my most emotional stage. And then throughout the first few days of recovering, I've been in like my heavy menstrual part of it. So I've been cramping and back pains on top of chest pains and not being able to breathe properly and all this other stuff. And it's really giving me a lot of like just emotional fuckery. And I just want to put this out there that I think there's a light at the end of the tunnel. I'm going to check back in a few weeks to let you know if I see the light. But right now I don't, and things are pretty shitty. And I just wanted to express that if someone else feels that, I guess it's normal. They gave me a pamphlet that said it's an emotional roller coaster. I've been through a C-section. I think what's so draining about this is because I elected for this. Like, I chose this pain on myself whenever I was feeling so good. I can raise my arms. I did subfascial, so like I can raise my arms and everything. But just the mental toll is a lot, dude. It's a freaking lot. And just prepare for that if you're gonna get a boob job. Prepare for like where you're gonna be in your cycle around that time as well. Because I'm bloated from my menstrual cycle. Also, anesthesia makes you feel bloated, so I just feel like a fucking puffer fish and I can't work out. And that's also like creeping in the like body dysmorphia demon that I have been dealing with my whole life. And yeah, I just wanted to be the big sister here and let you know what's up. and how it actually is, because I know I see a lot of these videos and it's like, good job recovery, so easy, everything's so good, great boobs, blah, 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 blah. And maybe just because I take my health so seriously and my mental health so seriously, and I've been like really in control of it, that right now I feel it not in control of it, or at least it's really testing these things that I've been practicing, like meditation and stuff, to a whole new level. And I haven't been proud of the way that I've reacted to a lot of things, so I'll check back in and let you know if it gets better. Yeah, so this is me checking in to let you know if it got better. And honestly, it didn't. It got worse. It got progressively, it got way worse. So after that, I told you I was going through my period right after the surgery. And I guess that did happen, but a month later, whenever I was expecting my period to come back, she didn't come back, and she didn't proceed to come back for 2 months. And I have always had very regular periods. They've been extreme whenever it comes to like my luteal phase and like the mood swings and a lot of pessimism and like going into some dark places in my mind. But yeah, at least I know when to expect when that week is going to happen. And that's was really nice about my period, is at least I had a schedule and I knew like what to expect. And the week before my period, I would take extra precautions. I started taking Pepsid. That's a whole nother thing, but I think histamine has something to do with my extreme mood swings and all that good stuff. But regardless, I know what to do and I start preparing more. I quit drinking caffeine, or at least coffee. I moved to tea and other things that won't affect my nervous system as much. But I didn't have those markers, so I was kind of blind for 2 months after my surgery. And on top of that, I started experiencing like, okay, so there's bloat after you have your surgery, and like say like the swelling gets pushed down so you can have like extreme tummy bloat. But mine was on another level. I've never seen any female talk about it on their little videos of like my breast augmentation experience. But it was so bad that like my diastasis recti, which I got from having kids, like I've always had a little bit of an ab separation, but I bloated so much that my abs re-split basically. And I like worked really hard to like build my body how I wanted it. And like I was like so fit before the surgery, and then I don't know what happened. I just blew up like a freaking balloon. And someone who's dealt with body dysmorphia, like I was saying, like I started to also experience weight gain, which I'm still navigating to this moment in a healthy way because I've dealt with eating disorders and I've dealt with overexercise. So you come out of a surgery like a breast augmentation, an elective breast augmentation, and you want to feel great. You want to feel good about yourself because you chose to do this. You spent money to do this whenever relatively before you weren't even bad off. And that's a lesson I'm sure I'm going to learn, or I've already learned, but there's really not much I can do about the surgery right now. Like I'm not going to turn around and get an explant surgery right after, financially for one, and also because I just need to give my body a break and let my body breathe after what it's been through. But yeah, so you don't expect to come out looking like a beluga whale and your body to blow up. And on top of that, like my hormones were like, I felt kind of flatlined. And throughout it all, I've been meditating, I've been journaling, and I don't want to get emotional, but I just like, it sucks because I did it to myself, you know? And I felt like I was in such a good place, and my intuition was yelling at me, saying, don't do it. And for whatever reason, like I told myself, like, it's for you, you know, you had kids, why not? Like, you're doing it for yourself. But I think, you know, society and just like thinking that whenever you have deflated breasts after you have kids and you want to feel good about yourself again, it's something that you think you can do for yourself. But to be honest, I don't know. I'm not saying don't do it. There's so many reasons why people get breast augmentations, and it's a risk regardless. And some people might not go through the same hormonal shifts that I am, but I feel like there's a lot that are. And I'm just a testament of that. But regardless, I think I went through like the 2 months without having a period, and I set an appointment with my OBGYN, which you should always do if you have not had a period for a substantial amount of time. You need to go get that checked out, and it could be your hormones. I thought it was my hormones or my thyroid, but so many things can go out of alignment whenever you do a major surgery like that. It doesn't even have to be a breast augmentation surgery. Like, it could be like taking your gallbladder out or getting your abdomen sewn back together or whatever it is. Any surgery is going to kind of take you out of homeostasis in your body. But so I went to my OBGYN, and right before my appointment, my period came back, and I think that's because I started taking B6, and that helps with your estrogen. So my period came back, and I did feel some relief, and I'm still waiting on my second period back from my surgery. So hopefully, like, after this full cycle, I've been taking B6 pretty regularly, and I'll take a break from that after my period for a week, just to kind of let my body do its thing naturally. But yeah, it's been intense. It's been a lot. And how this kind of can integrate with psychedelics is I do this check-in with my husband every 3 or 4 months, where we take psychedelics together in our home while our kids are taken care of, not at the house. And we just kind of check in with each other, and a lot of stuff kind of comes to the surface. And I think I wasn't ready the first time I did it after my surgery because my hormones were out of whack. And a big thing whenever you're trying to integrate psychedelics and healing is, I feel like our hormones, whenever this gets more taken seriously, I feel like women's hormones are going to need to be checked before we go through like a macro like dose of any sort, because if you want something, you know, really profound out of it, your body kind of has to be ready, set and setting, plus your hormones. So I think that that was a big deal for me. And now that my hormones are kind of, you know, back to normal, I was able to get more out of my experience, and it's pushed me to get back into my socials and my studies and everything else, because I honestly went through, I'm not going to say a depression, but I kind of felt like a flatlined there for a few months, and not seeing the progress really threw me for a loop. But right now I'm just holding myself in a container of compassion. And even though if you feel like you got it all figured out and you're just woke and the universe is talking to you or whatever you think, you can't run away from your hormones, your biology, or just life in general, and things are going to slap you in the face. And I'm only 26, about to be 27, so I know I have menopause and all those other fun things in the future. But I'm already, you know, kind of preparing and gearing and studying and trying to get my body a break, and just being there for myself with compassion throughout every step of this life. The world's not really made for women right now, but I feel like if there's more of us that can connect with each other and share our experiences, and to know that we're not alone and that these things are normal, I think we can do a lot of good together. And so that's why I'm here. That's why I'm sharing my story. That's why I'm going to continue to share my story. I'm going to continue to learn and grow, and I want to help as many women as well as help myself. You know what I mean? Like, we're all in this metamorphosis together. And yeah, so I'll check back in maybe 6 more months on this topic, and let you know where I'm at. But hasn't been linear, hasn't been all sunshine and rainbows. It's been raw and gritty, and I'm sure that whenever I look back at this arc, this is going to be something that is going to help me help others, because I know body image and doing things to your body, whatever it may be, it's something that we do for whatever reason, and it can cause harm, or it can go great. You never know. But this is just my personal experience with it, and I hope that maybe I can help others. And if you're thinking about doing something like this, just really think about the words that I've said and what's happened to me, and just always go about yourself with love and kindness. And just know that I love you and we got this.